a 30-minute montage of
I like
we
that
are
you
live.
say that word.
We are live. What word are you talking about, Colby?
What word are you talking about? Yeah.
Jesus, man. Talking about the
Jesus?
Lord and Savior Jesus.
Jesus, man.
Right.
Our Lord and freaking Savior. Welcome to Joyz with the Boys.
Welcome to Joyz with the Boys.
Are we live?
We are live.
Bet.
I've never even asked who wanted to do the intro. I was just going to bust it in on you guys and see what happened.
Well, welcome, everybody. It's a wonderful Wednesday. It's not raining outside for once.
Is it not?
For once, goddamn.
It's not raining.
It was earlier.
Was it?
Well, yeah, that's when I was sleeping. But
Yes,
who gives a shit? I was asleep.
I was outside in that shit. I knew it was.
Yeah?
Not welcome.
What?
What do you want?
Oh, no.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has an invader.
On street.
Someone said, hey, you're kind of in a corner on your phone just staring into space. Are you all right?
Hey, that's a good friend, though.
That's right.
I mean, he's a roommate, yeah.
There you go. Friend, roommate, what's the difference? If you're not friends with your roommate, you're probably having a bad time.
Or they're probably fucking your girlfriend.
Or they owe you money.
What's that?
Or they're your dad.
Or they're your dad.
Yeah, that too.
Or your single mom that works 3 jobs to take care of all the bullshit hobbies you have.
Damn.
I
don't know how I feel about that.
That's kind of like a person that we may get on the topic of discussion tonight. Senor Christian.
Damn.
Dax talked about that in his song.
Did he? Which one?
Yes. Dear Mom, how his mom used to work back-to-backs. Wow. Yeah, he had to wake his ass up and go to class.
Hell yeah, man.
And he's thankful for it.
Yeah, that's something to be thankful for. That's something to be proud of. That's a life you can hang your hat on.
After this 4th of July weekend. How was y'all's 4th of July?
It was not bad, man. I really enjoyed 4th of July. We shot off some good fireworks. Had B-Rad.
Man, I had a good day before, I tell you what.
Got some exercise.
Oh, shit.
That's right. The day before the 4th. Yeah, that was a great day.
We got some hella exercise in.
Dude, let me tell you, when I didn't sleep until that next Sunday morning, like after I left you guys, I mean it, like I was fucked.
One of the best parts of that entire trip was sitting right next to Skylar and him repeatedly fucking with Colby.
It really was good though. Colby could not sit still the entire
trip. And then Colby
trip.
tried to grab the steering wheel like twice.
Oh, God.
To stop me from posting a video to Snapchat.
Hey, I made sure there were no cars around before I did anything.
I don't think you did. I thought it was just pure instinct.
It definitely felt like pure instinct. I thought it definitely feared my life.
There were no cars around though, so you can't complain.
That was just a coincidence, dude.
There were no cars around.
It doesn't matter if there's no cars. We could have went off the side of the road.
We were safe.
Yeah.
Were we? We were safe.
Yeah. We were safe.
I was safe at least.
There you go. You were safe. You weren't in the car.
We were. Hey, but we made it back, didn't we? We made it back. That's all that matters.
We made it back.
I just fell asleep so hard when we came back.
You really did, man. You went kaput.
You were knocked. It was amazing.
We bougie enough to be eating some like Martian ramen noodles with some chopsticks.
Like every 30 seconds, Skylar would show me a meme.
Every 30 seconds. That's like that's just all the time though. That's like normal Skylar.
When you're sitting in the back, there's nowhere you can go.
Skylar, are you the meme? What do you call yourself? Self-proclaimed what?
I am the self-proclaimed meme king.
I thought you were gonna say meme queen. I was very scared.
He is the king of the memes, self-proclaimed.
Yes.
So we had some interesting topics to talk about, other than being kings, as we all are guys in here, except for Kelly. We got Kelly over here.
I'm a queen.
She is a queen. My wife
King.
Queen, she will be on very soon. She got off work at 8. I'm assuming she's on a late call.
Hey, we're supposed to be general equal here.
Gender fluid.
Yeah.
Gender equal.
Everybody has a chance to be a king or queen.
Everyone.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Well, see, Chris Chan took it upon himself to be both,
And a deity.
and
Like
ended
a
up.
whole god.
He is now a deity, a whole god, thanks to some assholes that trolled his already tormented brain on the internet.
So he thinks he's a god, basically.
He
So
thinks,
is it just confirmed that Chris Chan has schizophrenia?
I'm not sure if it's schizophrenia, but
Just a
multiple personality disorder that's just developed over the trolling and people like being nice to him to get behind his mind, and then like convincing him that he's these things that his entire time him and his mom have been half Sonichu and have psychic abilities and shit like that, like, and actually getting inside of his head.
kind of fucked up.
Yeah, no, I think this kid was contorted to fit other people's needs,
He was bullied into
and he was
all this
bullied
shit.
and used, and it honestly created quite the monster.
Yeah.
That's what happens when, you mess up a kid like that. I've seen it before. I've seen it firsthand.
Like,
There was this kid that I went to school with in high school. He was his name was Andrew. He was autistic. He had this really, really bad anger problem. Well, he liked to play basketball. He wanted to play basketball with all of us, but he wasn't very good. He fucking sucked. But he played for like regular teams and shit. So he would get on the court and he would play with us, and everybody would like mess with him because they'd be like, "Come on, Andrew, you can do it," and then they would block his shot or like play hardcore defense on him and like mess him up, and he'd get so mad. He'd start throwing the basketball at people. It was fucking great. It was fucking great. But it was terrible that they were picking on him in that way.
but it was great, right?
It was great that he was throwing the basketball at them because I was like, damn, these motherfuckers don't know what's up.
I feel like there's a
You
definite.
gotta realize at some point that you're bad, even if you're not able to completely realize the full situation.
I just feel like there's a difference between like bullying somebody that's mentally stable enough to understand why they're being bullied, and then someone that's being bullied because they don't even know what's going on. You know.
Fair enough.
Well, it was kind of messed up, but I don't know. And then they bully him on social media and shit still, and it pisses me off. Like they make fun of like this guy. Like he posted a video of himself fingering his butthole on Facebook.
What? Oh, what?
Holy
Okay, well,
shit!
that's,
Whoa!
Posted what?
A video of himself fingering his
Not-
butthole.
That's
Yeah.
evidence of not understanding what the fuck the situation is.
I need
Yeah,
to know more
yeah.
about this guy. Is this a new documentation that's gonna need to be happening here?
This.
Listen, Colby, you gotta stop bringing these things up. Rick's gonna fall off into this hole, never leave his house, and have an entire encyclopedia about insane people that have posted too much information on the internet.
This is true.
And then it'll happen
Is
to
that not a
Rick.
good thing?
And
Is
then
that
it'll
not good
happen to me.
content?
Well,
Rick's
see,
gonna believe he's
I
actually
was
Rick
adding to
Sanchez.
my point. I was trying to add to my point
I love you, Bean.
that this kid
Dude.
is just
Oh,
like he doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah.
You're sorry.
You didn't do a good job.
Well, I went from basketball to
To buttholes.
But I mean, I
The
think
buttholes.
like
Now he went from basketball to golf.
I think I
He got a hole in one.
I found the reason for his underlying issues, in my opinion.
yeah. I think he graduated with me actually. I think he graduated in my class. But yeah, like he has like 7 Facebook profiles, like 10 Snapchat profiles. Like yeah, he has so many social medias because people keep bullying him, and he has to like switch it up.
Is that right?
Well, at least he.
Multiple
I mean,
personality disorder now?
wait a minute. Now, if you understand that you're being bullied and you understand what's being wrong there, and that
Yeah,
that's the reason why you're being bullied, does
You
that
gonna use
mean
your
that
phone
you
to
have
join, or-
justification to continue what you're doing
Huh?
on another profile, or
It's
does
hot.
it mean that you're just an idiot and an
That'd be great.
asshole, or
Well,
an
well,
asshole?
I would
well, see, what
love
would
that.
happen is that
I
he
need
would
some.
make a new profile, and he would friend
You want
like
the rest of
his
this one?
normal friends. But you know how Facebook is. You have mutual friends. You're able to find that person relatively quickly. And next thing you know, he would have the same motherfuckers that were bullying him follow him. And they would tease him about his anger issues and all that. They would just follow him. And I don't believe
If
it's
you're
all
able
on
to
him.
add, if you're able to add these people, how come you aren't able to block these people?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. It might be some up in his head or where he doesn't think straight. Some I don't know.
Sounds like the people who bullied him don't have a life.
Yeah, that's
They
what I'm
don't.
thinking. Like,
They
are
don't.
they mentally stable themselves?
I know
Right.
exactly the people that still do it, and yeah, they don't have a life. They're fucking just living with their parents still, fucking sucking toes to get by. You know.
Sucking toes? Is that a new? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
That
it's
is
like
the thing.
it is a thing. It's called toe suckers.
Is that
It's a group on
It's
Facebook.
called-
Those suckers.
toe suckers?
It probably is actually.
I don't know, but somebody please look it up for me.
What the fuck is a toe
Oh
sucker?
shit.
They suck on toes.
They suck toes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, man. They suck on toes. What else?
Well, I guess that's pretty self-explanatory.
yeah, I mean, a toe sucker is a toe sucker.
It's like a dick sucking group. You know what are they gonna be sucking over there?
We're not talking about the groups that you're in, Colby. Okay.
Shut up, all right. Those are special groups.
Is that right?
Yes.
Your favorite groups?
My favorite-
Hello.
My my favorite group
Hey, what's up?
is seeing anime girls and hula hoops.
Anime girls and hula
What
hoops.
hula hoops?
I don't know. They kind of look like tutus.
Like tutus. Colby,
Fair
I think
enough.
there's legitimately something wrong.
But why
with you.
tutus then?
Did we have
Because-
any structure to this podcast?
Not a whole lot.
Yes.
What, Rick, you need a live reaction to the TikTok you just sent me on Discord. We'll pull it up here in a few, buddy.
This podcast is about bullies.
Yeah, we're talking about
I'm
bullies
toe
right now.
No bullying. You bully, you deserve to die.
You deserve a finger in the ass, dude.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
I deserve a finger in my ass.
Can you turn that off?
Skylar, we
Any
know
of
you do
guys-
that on a regular basis. So shh.
Linda's, listen. Did any of you guys have bullies when you were growing up?
Yes.
Yeah, I had this one guy. His name was Kijan, and it was when I was in 5th grade, and he called me a nerd, and I cried.
Really?
You
Yeah.
are a nerd, Skylar. Fuck off.
So I did just find a group called Toe Suckers for the number 4 Life, LYFE,
Oh hell
on
yeah.
Facebook.
Those suckers for
Um,
life. Jeez.
Toe suckers.
They
for
How many
life.
people are in that group?
1,512.
How many people are in
Nice.
your friend group or a part of that group?
None that I can tell.
Yeah, of course you would say that.
My dad.
No.
Dad,
Oh, no.
absolutely. I love your dad. He's a great guy. He's a cool dude. He loves sucking toes. Me too.
It just kind of got
Nothing-
passed down, you know? It's like a genetic thing.
So we're just toe suckers.
Right?
now.
I just picture the feet. Hell yeah.
Your face.
Who?
Anybody.
Sandals and feet. I'm
Like,
waiting
I
for
would
some
never
sandals
make
and
anyone
toes.
suck my toe, I promise.
If anybody tries
Oh
to-
shit, look at her pretty pink nail polish.
Hey, John,
That
I
was
have an
not
ask.
where I
so
thought
what do
that
you
was
wanna
going.
Talk about? This is just a conversation between me and you now, because I don't want to talk about any of this.
You don't want to talk about bullies?
I don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about toes and buttholes, man.
We're talking about the bullies.
So
Did you have a bully?
ooh, I got one for you.
Did you
I
have
almost
a
killed the
bully?
motherfucker. I had a couple.
Oh my god.
I had a couple.
I
bullies
wasn't
growing up.
talking to you, Kobe.
Fuck you. Nobody
No,
was talking.
fuck you. I was talking
Fuck
to Justin.
you. Nobody was talking.
Kobe.
If
Fuck
nobody
you.
was talking, I'll answer your fucking question.
I will mute you.
That's right.
Yeah!
Justin, did you have a bully?
Yes, his name was Cedric, and he beat me up in middle school. And then one time I beat him up in middle school because he was beating me up, and then I got in trouble for it. I got really mad, so I punched a wall, and my hands were like all bloody and shit. And then in 9th grade, he brought a gun to school and got expelled, and then he went to juvenile, whatever. And then I found out he went to prison, so it's all good.
I was trying to kill you.
I had
I
a
can
bully.
go off that real quick.
I had a bully when I was in like middle school, like 5th, 6th grade, and my conquering my bully ended up getting me put into the alternative school.
Right?
His
Every
name,
time.
yeah, his name was Jamie Locke, and him and his group had surrounded me outside of the school and were beating the shit out of me. I was on the ground getting the shit kicked out of my ass, and I did whatever I could, man, and I grabbed a fucking leg and I bit a chunk out of it, and it just so happened to be Jamie's, and I ended up going to alternative school for biting the shit out of some kid. So, but I'll never forget that, and after that, I never allowed myself to be bullied by anyone ever again, man.
Alright, so if Jake Paul and KSI and all them YouTubers can fight each
about to
other
order
for a
that?
bunch of money, why can't we do that with bullies and shit, huh? Why can't we find the kid that's being bullied and then the
Well,
bully and just like make a
here's
huge
why.
fight about it?
Here's why. So, in the
Alright.
school system that we have today,
This
He
socioeconomic
might actually be
climate.
on the way. Let me check real quick.
if you get into a fight,
Criminology?
He said you
If
still
you-
need both.
if you get into a fight today in school, they're going to look for who started it. It doesn't matter what has been going on in the past. They're going to look at that one fight, and they're going to single you out.
Who started it?
They're going to single you out
Maybe.
because you're the
It's
one
up
who
to you.
started it, and then they're not going to care
No.
that you were getting bullied
Dude,
and shit.
they don't
You're the
even
one who started the
care who
fight.
started it though. They just see who's throwing a punch last. And
Oh,
they're
not where
like,
I
That's
do.
right.
Not where
Yeah.
I was from. If you were fighting, like whoever started it got like fucked, and this person
See you,
who
girl.
didn't start it got away scot free.
Nah, dude. So when
No, they cared whoever threw the punch last.
yeah, like when I beat up the Cedric, whoever his
Love you, girl,
fucking
be
name
good.
was,
You got your hat?
when I beat him up, he started the fight, and like I beat the shit out of him, like slammed his head on the bleachers, and then the PE teacher was like, "Hey, you can't do that," and like I got in trouble because he saw me.
Right, you can slam them on the floor, but not the bleachers. That's
Yeah.
wrong.
But I got in trouble because that was the last thing that happened.
What's so wrong with bringing a gun to school? I mean, you got to be able to protect yourself.
Right?
What?
Fuck, whenever I was young,
Yeah.
like, I was always the bully's bully. Like, I didn't really, I got in trouble a couple times. It was like, what were you trying to do? Well, I was trying to do this. You're lying. Okay, well, whatever. And then nobody got in trouble. But I beat the fuck out of the bullies, and then they stopped bullying people because they were getting the fuck beat out of them.
Mm.
Getting
But
that
one
shit
time I got
pushed
punched
in.
in the face.
I
Right.
have a good story for you guys.
One time, wait,
Yes.
Alex, you got punched in the face?
I got punched in the face by two dudes at once. One was like, we were all in middle school, right? So like, one was in like 7th grade and weighed like 245 pounds based on what I can remember.
A 7th
And
grader?
the other one,
Jesus.
fucking right.
Goliath.
And the other one weighed like 125. And they both punched me in the face at the same time, and that was my fault because I was slow on the reaction. I mean, not my fault that I got punched in the face. The motherfucker was a bully and tripped me, and then claimed that I tripped him, and that was his retaliation or something. But I let them get too close, and they punched me in the face at the same time, and that was a motherfucker and a half because my face was swollen for like a week. But for the most part, throughout daycare and whatnot, I was always the bully's bully because I wasn't gonna let that shit happen.
Right.
That's about it on that situation. Fucking, I'm sorry.
Man.
Jeez.
No, hell no. I'm all about, man, the anti, not the anti-hero, but like, the hero of the heroes.
The anti-villain?
The YouTube villain.
The anti-villain.
The anti-villain.
The
I guess that's what
Hulu
you call
villain?
him.
The Keemstar.
Hulu villain, that's right.
The Hulu
Hey,
villain.
Freedom
Tristan,
at
Boys.
least you
Or
didn't
the
almost
Femzon.
stab them. At least you didn't almost stab them.
Tristan, what was your story?
Right.
Okay, um, so I wasn't even in high school yet, right? And I had this girl who lived down the street from me. She had just moved in. And I was trying to be nice and everything, so I went out and I hung out with her. Well, somehow, I believe her mother notified her of this, but if you guys don't know already, my father, not my real father, but my stepfather, named Dean Trudeau, he was registered on the SO list. Let's just say that.
Okay.
And her mother realized this and told her daughter to stay away from me. She was like, "Why?" And she was like, "She probably sleeps with her dad." And that got spread around my school system. I'm not gonna give her name out or anything, 'cause I mean, that was so fucking long ago. But I was bullied for years because my stepfather was registered and people thought I slept with him.
That's
That's
awful.
not even how that works, nor is that where the blame should be put.
So, I ended up being so embarrassed that my mother. Okay, so this woman or this child was on my softball team. I was so embarrassed that I ended up leaving my softball team in Pearl because she was spreading rumors to the team.
Oh my
Of course
goodness.
it was Pearl, Madison County and shit.
Yeah, fuck them.
I'm so sorry that
And
happened to you, baby.
yeah, my mom ended up going up there and threatening her mother.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mama
I
went
know
hard.
damn well. I know damn well, yo, you didn't tell that kid that my dumb husband don't fuck my girl. Get
Hey,
the fuck
I
up
sent
out
you
of
guys
here.
the video if you want to share it.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
Yeah, I really want to know. I really want to know this shit. This is very interesting. Is there a fight?
Really, it just no. Um,
Damn.
one day while me and my mom and Dean were gone, they ended up standing outside of my house with big construction paper like boards saying sex offender lives here. So from that point on, I was just kind of outcast from the entire city. Like my entire school.
Wow.
It was
Fucking
Oh,
shame.
it was
some people
pretty
just don't
rough.
understand the situation that some people are going through.
That's fucked.
My mom noticed this and um she ended up leaving my stepfather. One because he was just rude to her. Called her a CUNT, see you next Tuesday a lot, and partly because I was being bullied at school.
My poor baby.
Wow. That's fucked.
It really
Yeah,
is.
so bullies are
Damn.
everywhere, man.
Damn, I don't know how we're supposed
Bullies
to come up
are
with another
everywhere,
bully
and
story
then-
after that.
I don't know, like, a lot of men, I don't know, a lot of people, not just men, but a lot of people don't change, they just pretend to be someone different.
Yep.
That's America.
But like I said, that's in the way past. I mean, honestly, I wasn't really affected by it too much because I was so stupid that it just made me feel like I was out of place. Like I didn't belong
You
anywhere.
weren't stupid, you were just young.
Was 14. She was 15. Something like that.
15 does feel.
I just know Go ahead, Rick.
Oh no, I was trying to sing lyrics that I couldn't remember.
Taylor Swift 15.
Oh, I just know the Sublime song. Uh, oh shit. Well, now I've forgotten. Thank you.
Well, I got something for
Oh.
you guys. I got something for you. I got a story. It's not as good as Tristan's, but I got a story for you. So it was about the same age as y'all, 7th grade. I was sitting in class. There was a substitute teacher in that day. There was this kid that always kept messing with me. He kept making fun of my hair. He kept calling me gay and this and that and this and that. So one day we were in that science class. He kept teasing me. He kept pucking at my shoulder. So I picked up a pair of scissors and I walked over to him. I said, "Poke me again. Poke me again. Tease me again. Say something." And he kept backing up into the corner. I said, "Say something, motherfucker. You want to tease me? Say fucking something." And I had to get pulled to the principal's office. I got in trouble for threatening a kid. I'm like, hey, he wanted to say some shit. He wanted to back up into a corner and be a little bitch. He didn't want to say nothing after that. Hey!
Not like you can be charged as an adult.
No, I didn't get charged, but hey, I almost stabbed a motherfucker.
I did
Almost
get stabbed.
Did you get
School.
stabbed?
Oh shit! What?
Yeah.
What was you doing?
Nothing. Okay, so I was in my art
Neighborhood.
class, and there was this kid that sat behind me. I don't remember his name or anything. But he straight up grabbed a mechanical pencil and stabbed me in the hand.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know his
Damn.
intentions.
That's bullshit.
I mean, I've seen somebody do that with an actual pencil.
I did that to myself, but
Or
goddamn.
it could have been a real pencil. Like I said, I don't remember, but I still have that lead mark at my right hand.
Feel that.
Shut
oh,
up.
you told me that once when I showed you my mark from when I was like 8, and I accidentally like fell off the art walkway and stabbed myself with a lead mechanical pencil, and ended up stabbing myself in the arm, and now I still have that mark.
That shit stays in your hand forever.
So back
It's
on
like a tattoo.
back onto the bullying aspect of this. I think the traumatic experience that really caused the biggest problem in Chris Chan's life was when he was 2 years old. He had a babysitter, okay? And his babysitter, every single time that his parents would leave, would lock him inside of a room full of toys with the lights off and just leave him there until the parents got back.
Oh my god, with the lights off?
With the lights off.
They enjoy the toys with lights off.
He didn't speak until he was over 6 years old. Come on in.
The poor
Imagine
kid.
he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't speak until he was 6 years old, dude. It was wild. Like, and he ended up having speech impediments. He had to go to a speech therapist and stuff like that. Yeah. Dude, how's it been, man? We're sitting here chit-chatting, talking about this crazy-ass dude man, he just went through a lot of crazy-ass problems in his life and ended up with the entire internet's attention. Like, he's the most documented human being in all of internet history. Like, his entire life from, like, 90... Since he was born, like, there's pictures, like, everything from him on the internet. And he's an autistic kid with, like, a lot of serious-ass problems, like, with...
Why is it always the special kids that get fucked over?
You know, his mom's a hoarder, and so is he with like toys and shit like that. And they're really bad off on money issues, like bunch of credit card debt. And I found out, like, if you go far enough back, there's a video of him where he actually won a contest at a local game store that was going on for like all of like game stores and stuff like that. 100 kids won, and it was like $1,000 Sega shopping spree at like certain game stores. And he won it by like watching every episode of Sonic the Hedgehog and remembering lines at the end, writing the lines down on a piece of paper from the cereal box and sending that shit in. Which means his mom had to buy enough of the fucking boxes of cereal for him to finish, you know, or just, you know, needing those boxes, wasting money on that. And then he learned that he could just use money to buy all this shit that he wanted when he was autistic at the age of like 12. Like he had already had those
When you
problems,
fuck-
and then like it just got worse as he got older. Man, he
Yeah, he
hoards
just
toys.
he didn't. He,
Now
he
he's
didn't understand the
transgender.
value.
He has long balding hair and speaks like a woman and goes by Charlene, I think now. Instead
What
of
was
Christian.
Christine?
Is it Christine? Christine instead of Christian? I can't remember. He's not her right now. Right now he is he's currently possessed by Sonichu and a couple of the other members from Universe C-139.
197.
Sonichu?
197. 197.
Is that like a Rick and Morty thing?
Dude, I don't know. I think it's. I'll explain like in detail if you guys want. There were a lot of groups that picked on him, and they like basically made it out like they were trying to be his friends, and convinced him that these other worlds actually existed, and that he was a deity that could transfer between these worlds, and that he could take over the powers of these people in these worlds, and that's what's gotten his mind
To
so
be clear,
twisted.
we don't make fun of anyone who's been through the transgender process or who's
Right.
in the process of transgender. We just that's funny as fuck.
It's wild, dude. They like convinced him everything. They convinced him to change like sexes. They convinced him that he wasn't God, shit, what is it called?
The fact that he had to be convinced that he wasn't one gender by someone else is the
Right.
part where it's wrong.
It's manipulation and it's
Or they
finest
That's where
form.
Were
I
they
have this
even real?
problem. See,
Yeah.
it's
But yeah, dude.
see,
Hey,
well,
be good, man.
we're supposed to
Take it easy
be.
out there.
when
Appreciate it. Hey, I'll hit you up.
So when they say we're supposed to
All right, man.
be
Be good out there.
open to when
Alright,
people
appreciate
come
that.
out, right? When they come out as transgendered or come out as gay, we're supposed to be open and accepting. To hear that they're convincing this dude that he is not who he is just ungodly. Like, those guys are going to hell.
Right.
He
Those
was
guys
a
are going to
full
hell
on
for that.
he was a full on Christian guy. His family's all Christian, and they
He
convinced-
really hated gay people too, which I
Yeah.
thought was kind of ironic.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hated gay people. Like, and they changed his entire demeanor towards it and made him think he was
I mean, that happens a
transsexual.
lot.
I get it if you're trying to like open somebody's mind up to something
Right.
like that. I'm all right with the the loving of the same sex. I could give two shits. You love who you love.
This was sub-level manipulation of a mentally handicapped person.
It's
like-
the manipulation part, and I feel like that's what's going on everywhere right now. We're trying to convince motherfuckers that they're not who they say they are.
It started
getting-
early. If toys was this thing for this kid, that he made these like medallions that he wears around his neck in every video. People convinced him that they wanted to be these girlfriends that he was searching for, and would get him to send them, his Sonichu necklaces, and then they would destroy them, catch them on fire, and send the videos and post them on YouTube and shit. Like, they tormented this kid for years, and they're still tormenting him to this day. Like,
there needs to be like a cyberbullying charge on this kid, like on these people,
Well,
like for this kid.
as
Because
much
for real.
Yeah.
as much as I agree with that, there's also points in his life where he has just proven, him and his mom, they fucking ran over the creator or the owner of a game store because they thought he was part of the internet trolling. Like, all sorts of shit went down. Like, people were like mad going after his ass, and he started retaliating. But he did something crazy like around 2014 where he went into a GameStop, pissed off that the Sonic had been changed from the flesh tone color on his arm to a like blue fur, and he fucking pepper sprayed the shit out of one of the workers at the store. Like,
Damn.
What?
so he has
Well,
criminal charges for assault on his ass on multiple cases, and he's just
Damn.
yeah, dude. It's like,
But I can't blame him. I can't really blame him. He has autism,
but
and
his mom's
he's
like
going through all
supporting
this
this.
right.
he's going through all this shit. His mom allowed him to do all this shit. Like, growing up, allowed this
Right.
behavior to continue. So I can't really blame him.
I don't know, man.
He doesn't know right from wrong.
His
Right.
mom is a hoarder as well. Like, his parents were hoarders. But the crazy part is they didn't start off bad. All right, so the crazy part is that his dad was 55 when they had him. His mom was 40. There was gonna be some kind of problem with this kid,
It's already
you know.
right.
And so, but the crazy part is the dad is very famous for creating motors and shit like that ran toy cars and stuff like that, patenting like plastic car toy motors that actually worked and made cars like pullback cars and shit like that work. He has like 8 different patents in the toy market for like motors and machinery like that, and he had one of the most exclusive collections of records known to man in the United States, and they're from Virginia, and he was really popular around the area, very famous, had a lot of money, but they wasted it all down on these toys and taking care of Christian and making sure he had everything he wanted, and they kept molding him into this fucking hermit that just stayed in his room playing video games and taking all this internet hate. So like, I feel like if he would have been out of that situation early on, then maybe he could have been in a better place as an adult.
Hmm.
Justin, how do you feel?
Who, me?
Yeah, how do you feel on that? Like, do you think that his parents are the main cause of this?
I mean, I can relate a lot of this to another person I know that has schizophrenia.
Yeah, I know who you're
Keep
talking
them
about.
confidential.
Yeah.
Yeah, me.
His parents didn't help the situation, and I feel like in a lot of cases it's the parents not wanting to let their baby go, and it only makes it worse.
Fair enough. Yeah,
They
that
become
I
hermits.
think
Stockholm
honestly
syndrome
think-
with your own kids, basically.
I
Well,
don't think it's Stockholm syndrome. It's not, you coddle somebody for so long, they expect that certain things from reality that just aren't true.
Fair enough.
Well,
Yeah.
to your point, like I get it. So like it is on the parent for that, and I think it's also, what is the word for it? They don't want their kid, like, like he's autistic and he has special needs. My thought process is that the parent doesn't want that kid to like have to go through all that. They don't want that kid to like, because they know that problem that they have might get them into like more trouble. Like some forms of autism make you more angry.
But there
Like
were
you're
like
an angry,
there's forms of medical treatment for that shit now, like
and
that,
then
that
yeah,
would have made him more like positive around social like situations and shit. Like,
yeah, there's that.
and they
But
didn't do any of that. Like they just like they gave him medication for a little while, but like even then, like the doctor said they recommended therapy, but there's no records of him ever having therapy.
Oh, therapy's expensive.
True, but
And a
I
lot
mean,
of
Therapy is
kids-
expensive.
It is.
go ahead, Justin.
In a lot of cases, if you have schizophrenia or severe cases of autism, you can get like really big discounts on therapy though
Right.
from the government.
People want to
I
study that
had
shit.
economic based. I had economic based therapy for like 2 months, and it ran me up $800. And at the time of the income that I was making, I went, you know what, this isn't worth it. I'm gonna be broke and not able to afford it before I can get the service that I needed. And on top of that, the therapist that I needed, or the therapist that I got rather, was someone, and I trust. Oh fuck, I don't. Do y'all know the big names for the companies that are low low income, affordable, online app based therapy?
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of the app.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
know
I've
what you're
heard of
talking
it.
Beyond something.
They're like, there was like a, what's the word? Scandal about them though, because they were hiring people that weren't like actual psychologists or whatever.
Yeah, like the therapist that I got was someone who very clearly to me seemed to be recently over their depression and their stuff, and like throughout the entirety of my psychiatric help, they were 100% convinced that I was a psychological victim of COVID-19, whereas the real problem was that I just needed a career therapist, a career advisor, uh, to get me out of the situation that I was in because it was a fucking awful situation. Um, but they were completely convinced that I was a psychological victim of COVID-19, whereas the month and a half break that I had, I spent like a month and a half sleeping and playing video games, and at the end of that, I had finally felt like I literally had the one day I woke up and felt like, you know what, I've had enough rest, and I started studying Spanish, learning about Reiki. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but Reiki, Reiki,
Oh,
spiritual stuff. And then I started working out again, got my health in shape and whatnot. But uh, every other bit of it was just resting. And my quote unquote therapist was convinced that I was a psychological victim of COVID. And
That's
that just
wild.
wasn't true. In fact, if anything, COVID helped me. The COVID break, the month and a half that I had, helped me really get into connection and rest that I needed to really pursue life in a positive way, because I didn't have to worry about the stress of the economy.
Hmm. I got you. Well, that's good. I mean, it sounds like you found your own personal ways to kind of handle your stress.
I mean, to add to that, I guess I just feel like therapy doesn't help every single kind of person,
Right.
but not every single kind of person can also fix themselves by themselves entirely. You know,
Right. If
like
it,
sometimes you need a friend
Exactly.
to help you out of your hole.
right. Sometimes you just need a boy in your life, you know?
A homie.
A,
That's exactly right.
a boy to
Friends
bring
are
you joy.
friends no matter what. Boys with the joys, that's right.
That's right, man. One thing I did notice about the whole saga of Chris Chan was like, man, he like had points in it where he didn't have like a whole lot of like social media appearance, and it seemed like his life was getting good. There was a point where he was trying to impress this one girl and he went and got a job finally, but there's a countdown right now on his Wikipedia page on how long it's been since he's even applied for a job, and it's been over 6,000 days since he's even applied for a job, and him and his mom are always online begging people for money and stuff like that. And all the while, they have all this stuff behind them that is sellable items that they could get rid of that is just clutter in their house. All these really expensive toys that he's got, stuff like that. And it's sad. There's a lot of people out there right now that are like counter groups for all of the bullying that he had, that are trying to like encourage him to do things better, and like, but all of the people that pretended to be friends with him and then fucked him over have really just killed his entire trust of anyone trying to help him out. And he's just, right now, it just seems like he's on his own. He's completely possessed right now by his deity self, and is completely convinced that he's going back in time soon to create a dimensional rift that will subliminally get rid of COVID before it even exists, so that he can be able to go to his brony cons, and that everybody else on the world can be safe. So I don't know, man.
That's a paradox because you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I think that his mom's in her 70s now. She's gonna die soon, and I don't know what's next for him. Their house is close to foreclosure again. This is like the third one since the fire. It's just, I don't know, man. The fire took out all of his dad's record collection, so they lost all the money on that.
Yeah, the average lifespan for a woman is like 85, and the average lifespan for a man is like 75. So if he's already past that point, it's already really close for him. for his dad to go, and then you're saying that
His dad's already dead. His mom is around the 75 age range.
yeah, she's close to it, but
He's
if he's being influenced by all these factors, he's not gonna understand what the real world is like. And like, yeah, people are willing to help, but eventually he's gonna be left on his own. And you know, it's good that some of the people who are really on his side are still on his side and helping him out and trying to give him advice and whatnot. Um, but if he doesn't know what to do with it, then he's definitely gonna sputter out or go out in a ball of flame and not. He's just gonna end
like,
his life in a way that he doesn't want.
well, this thing, he thinks he's a like all powerful being right now. What if he like takes that knowledge and tries to go out in public with that and like get back at these people? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that after his mom passes, it's either he's gonna do something crazy and catch jail time, or he's gonna end up needing some kind of institutionalization for him to be able to.
Speaking of which, didn't he already have jail time?
He did for that hit him and his mom had in the car on the owner of that comic book store.
None of that came in through audio. I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, it broke up.
He did.
Yeah.
He did for that that hit that him and his mom had on that guy at the comic book store when they ran.
How
that
long
car
was he
into
in
them.
How long was he in jail? I guess they didn't press charges.
His online appearance died down for about 9 months. So, yeah.
Oh shit, James is here.
What's up, James? I just heard him say why. I don't know. There he goes back on mute.
He's gone again.
Hey, Colby, we saw your nipples. We had a nip slip from Colby. Someone clip it. And send it to me. We're gonna make that our intro to all of the videos.
Is it cool if we get off the Christian topic? I want to talk about something else. I want to hear Brad and Skylar talk.
Hell yeah, man.
And James.
Yeah, they definitely
Yes,
should talk.
absolutely. I want to hear Brad talk, of course.
Brad, what do you want to talk about, Brad?
Have anything on my mind. I'm just listening in on how this whole situation with Chandler is. I mean, I do
Okay.
understand the fact that the dude has autism and he's got a lot of bullies on his mind or everything facing him too. But I do agree that his parents did most of the damage. And again,
How did
I mean-
your parents do, guys? Like, how do you think your parents did raising you? I don't know. I'm trying
On
to
a scale of
transition
1
away.
to 10? You want to do on a
Well-
scale of 1 to 10?
Can we give negative scores?
like shit. Yeah.
No worse
James-
than
James, what do you think about your parents?
that. I don't know. They were very absent. Probably
Oh.
not very, but for the most part they were. Like, a lot of shit I know is kind of stuff I picked up on myself.
Fair enough. Same.
Heard.
I think that's a
Heard.
generational issue there. Like, I was talking to my wife about it one day. Tristan's in here. I'm sure she can hear me. But, like, I think the big issue there was that our grandparents tried to teach their kids everything that they knew. Like, how to cook, how to clean, how to do all that. Our parents didn't teach us none of that shit. Like,
They didn't want to learn that shit, so they didn't want to teach us that.
right. They wanted
Well,
to do
see,
drugs.
I was raised by my grandmother, and so, like, she thinks of herself as my mom. However, when I look back on my memories and when I look back on the way that I am and was, I've always been a very solo person, and so I raised myself. That's
can
it.
feel
That's
that.
it on that one.
Mm,
Yeah.
well, I had half a parent, so I only had one parent growing up. It wasn't the greatest, but he did a right job. He didn't teach me. He taught me some things about life. Like he gave me my political view. He helped me with my political views. He's the reason why I'm here in Mississippi. He's the reason why I've got family here. He is the reason I'm here. So I feel like our parents are, regardless of they were good or bad, our parents made us and we got to be thankful for that.
Maybe.
One.
Graydon Square has an interesting outlook on that. He says it's very selfish to bring more people into this bullshit world.
I disagree because I disagree with that kind of because if you want to have a family, that's not a selfish decision.
Maybe.
You want to spread your values to the next generation. That is
Is that not inherently selfish though?
Because it's what you want.
Right.
What if
Yeah,
this kid
it's
gets
what you
20
want.
years old and he doesn't want to be alive anymore? Like he's like, fuck, why did my parents
Okay,
bring me
well,
into
the
the
world wouldn't be able to, the human race wouldn't be able to continue if we didn't create more humans.
Well, I mean, there's 8 billion of us now, apparently.
So if we stop
and
fucking, so if we
I
all,
think if you want to have if you want to have 8 or more children, that's pretty selfish because you're taking all these resources, especially if you're relying on government support.
oh God, I
Yeah.
didn't say 8. I didn't say 8 kids. Golly.
So you're
I
saying
want
we
8
should
kids.
limit
I actually want-
children, is what you're saying.
Look, hey.
Not limit, but so
Lemons?
people have
Lemons.
kids on accident, and that's on them. All right, that's why we're
That
so
Accident.
seems
overpopulated.
like an overestimation.
Accident. I don't think kids are ever an
overestimation.
accident. Kids are oops, I should have been more careful.
That's an accident.
That's not an accident. You
That's
knew
the
how to prevent it.
definition of an
You knew
That's
how to
an
prevent
accident.
it.
That's the definition of an accident.
You knew how to prevent
I
it and
could've-
chose not to.
Exactly.
You know how to
and
prevent, you know
therefore
how to
you
prevent a
fucked up
car
and
accident.
prevented
Does that keep
and
car
therefore
accidents
it's
from
an
happening?
accident.
Yeah, that's why
Oh my God.
Tyler's right. Like, I mean, just because you know how to not do something doesn't mean an accident isn't an accident.
An
I mean,
accident
shit-
is the condom breaking.
That's right.
And the accident is not you
That's
not pulling
correct.
out.
Accident.
If you keep your dick
Got a
inside of there and
That's
you
correct,
bust a nut,
also.
it's not an accident. You're a dumbass.
Hey, you had the
That's
you
not an
had
accident,
the
that's a fuck up.
idea not to do that, but it kind of just happens, man.
That's an accident. I accidentally fucked this girl. Yeah, that happens.
My
okay?
opinion, dude.
She tripped backwards and I tripped forward on top of her and I accidentally nutted in her. This is,
Dude,
you know,
okay.
these things happen.
Me and a female were sitting on a couch together. The window's open. The window blows open my zipper. She gets
Oh,
up,
wait, hold on.
slips on her feet, and she falls like feet first on my lap and does a split, and then it goes in. And it's an accident, dude. Shit
Real quick, hold
happened.
on, everybody pause, please. I really want to know what Brad thinks about all this.
Brad, how do we explain this? Is nutting
Look,
in a
all
girl
children are an
accident?
accident. All children were an accident, dude.
Nobody
That's
wants
some-
children.
No, some
Nobody
people want children, but it just
Yeah,
kind of
some people-
happens, and when you don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
mean, until they have them, then they know they don't.
Jeez. Jesus Christ.
Man, I want a shit ton of kids. I don't care what anybody says. I want 10 kids. Okay, I'm for real. I'm
Man,
like
I'll
100%
kill all
serious.
you and all your family.
Damn, that's like
Dude,
$1
I
million a year.
basically feel like I do not have a family, so I'm gonna make my own. Okay, that's my plan.
Hey,
I mean,
hey, all right, Dom.
My family is my friends.
Yeah,
Those are your-
there's a
those are
family
your
too, but I mean, like you're my cousins, man.
You ain't got
Uh-huh.
family? That's fine, because you got family, you know?
Look, man, I love
That's
you
right.
guys. You guys are my cousins, man. But I want some brothers and sisters. I want some. I
I'll
want
be your
some
sister
daughters
cousin.
and sons. Look, I
Who
can
was it
kiss
that
my cousin,
posted
okay?
FS4?
What?
Awkward silence.
What happened?
He said, I'm gonna
Who was it that posted FS4 question mark? I think it was
Family.
Wesley.
F is for
F
fuck it.
is for friends who do stuff together.
Yeah, man.
U is for you.
Well,
and
Bradley, I
me.
really want to know your opinion on all this stuff. I haven't heard you talk in a while.
Please, Brad.
Nah, people, all kids, I don't believe are accidents, and having kids in this time in the world is selfish to the child and the parent.
Yeah.
I mean, who would want to bring their child into a world like this? I mean, maybe years and years and years ago, possibly not selfish because our state values and our economic values were in line, but now are kind of just fucked. There's so many people out there, and I mean, I know it's kind of stupid, but I have to give people props for having like 8 children, because I'm not that smart to play the system.
Fair enough.
And that's pretty much all they're
Right.
doing. It's like you have as many children, and with our economy and government, they're going to give them money left and right. They're
feel like our
playing the
system.
system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you're right there, Brad. I mean, you gotta definitely play the system with that shit. And that's fucked up because then kids become pawns. But, like, you're also right because before all that shit, it was more so a fact of survival.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, here's my opinion, okay? It's always been a shitty, selfish thing to do to have kids because the world's always been shit. There's never been a time where the world hasn't been shit, man. So, like, I feel like now is the best time to have a kid. Like, we have the best economical, like, situation, in my opinion, to, like, do this. Like, it's low. So that means that it can only go up. Technology's at its highest, man. We can...
Disagree
So-
population
so-
wise size.
So
I
what
don't give a
think
fuck about the
oh,
population, though. Like, fuck it. Like, my family will kill the rest of the world. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We'll take over.
I
As
agree
a
with that.
society, as a society, I think we should go back to what we used to do. We've made sex too open to interpretation, in my opinion. There are too many. This country or not this country, everywhere has made it to where means nothing. Sex is one of the most beautiful things that a human could do. It says it in the Bible itself. I think as a
100%
society,
disagree with this.
I
don't know about the Bible, but, like,
I can't
in general,
imagine
yeah.
why, but this does transition us actually into one of our topics, that sex
well,
work.
let me
so-
finish. Let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Yeah, let him finish real
You
quick.
didn't
I
let
wanna
me.
hear
You
it.
didn't let me finish.
Look,
Yeah, shut up, Rick.
look,
Please.
look. Beyonce had
and
one
then
of the
one
best.
time, and then the one time, and I was dude, and then
Beyonce had one of the best tracks of all time.
hey, I want all your stuff in a box to the left.
So, anyway, let me continue. As I was saying, back in the
Hey, Tristan, haven't heard from
40s
you in
and
a
50s.
while. What's
Shut the fuck up, Skylar! I'm serious. Let me finish. Back in the 40s and 50s, when people came home from the war, they were fucking, right? They were fucking like we do today, but they were getting married if they got pregnant. I'm not saying we should do that, but that's what happened. That's what happened a lot. Marriage is what held down America's values, if you think about it. We were more family back in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s than we are today. Back then, they were all about family, staying together.
back when
community.
racism was live and
Community.
proud?
Shut the
I
fuck
just-
up!
I just feel like
Back when communities were closer together. That's what we need. Back then, everybody was closer together.
but you ain't gonna get that these days. The only thing relationships based off now is either what's in your pants or what's in your wallet.
answer
Which
pocket.
is
man.
also in your pants.
Yeah,
Pretty
pocket.
much.
Well, anyway, I've got to go. I got to go to work. That's why I was screaming, because I was finna be fucking late. I'll see y'all.
You have an hour to drive 30 minutes.
No, it's 45 minutes, and it depends on the traffic. And I live far away.
I love you,
Traffic
Colby.
and-
Love you, Colby.
PM?
Be good. Drive
Alright.
safe.
Yeah.
Fuck
See
you,
ya.
Bye,
Colby.
Colby.
I don't think you're gonna get traffic at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, no.
He was heated there.
Sex is not all about family and basic values as it is now.
The
It's
best-
all about money and who's got the biggest dick.
We
Uh,
can never return to that, in my opinion. Technology has pushed us
No.
too far forward for us to return to such a thing.
It's the plight of Tinder.
All right.
Like
so,
marriage doesn't mean anything anymore.
No.
Where you find your twin and you fuck each other.
What?
I didn't hear-
On to the topic of male sex work then, because it links into it. He said that we need to get back to not having sex be such a public thing. How do you feel about that there, Alex?
I mean, I don't care if it's such a public thing because, like, I mean, you can either say that the oldest profession is shamanism, which is spiritual enlightenment and the divination of what God is saying to you and the community. Or you can say that the oldest profession, which I believe is between you and many others of a sexual
Prostitution.
orientation. We've
Selling your body.
taken right, exactly. We've taken several ape or sapien species and having it to where um there's sort of an like economic situation going on there, and many of them have gone from having this materialistic sort of um gold kind of valuation of things to going from, hey, if you give me this for this sex, I'll give you this much gold, and therefore you can buy this much food, sort of thing. And so I think prostitution is a very much more economically valuable thing. But outside of that, like more so, I was wondering what men have in the value of sex. And we have a female here, at least one. I'm not sure what happened to Sunflower. Um, we have a female here who can testify or give an opinion on the value of men in the modern um,
Sex work.
sexual work atmosphere where uh, everybody has the availability to put their body out there, put their opinions out there, have their, um, I mean, in the realm of sex work, we have um, so many options where, I mean, in the realm of sex work, music, art, we have so many people who can put their work out there and have others of a niche value um, decide what is valuable. And so that's changed really the face of sex work, music, and art. And I was wondering what a man in sex work could do to increase his income.
So,
Well, I mean, that really just depends on what you consider sex work. I mean, there are, like, example A, there are women who dress up in lingerie at bars. They're, to help bring in money for the bar and to entertain men. There are men who are considered riggers who tie up women as a art form and a sexual form. There are, there dominatrixes, dominatrix, there's a whole bunch of different things in the sex work community that you could consider, just like OnlyFans. OnlyFans is considered sex work, and both men and females, men and women, can be in part of that. So
but are they equal? Like, are they getting paid the same? Like, are men as popular? Like, can a man have an equal opportunity on OnlyFans as a woman does?
I
There's
believe
no
so.
way. There's no way.
I
I don't
believe
think
so.
so. I
There,
think it's
I agree.
impossible.
there's the possibility, there's the possibility for them to. However,
We have to
from
be
my
It's less
something
common.
else, I think.
for 4 hours, not like 3 days or month long or year long research evaluation. For my 4 hours of research, it's um, much harder for a man to reach the economic level of a woman in sex work alone, not from other things.
I just feel like looking at it from like the actual economic, like supply and demand point of view, there's just not enough demand, I feel like, for the supply. Like
Right.
there's definitely more supply than there is demand. Like you're searching for a harder niche.
Right. It's a lot smaller
That
group
is
of people.
specifically not me wanting to like have, because we're a very male-centric podcast, in my opinion, from what we've talked about and what we've done and the podcasts that we've done. And I know we've only had primarily one female, being Tristan, um, displaying alternative or female, not obligation, but not nor application. I don't even know if that's a word or what that means, if it is a word, but like
I want to hear
opinion.
James's input on this. What James thinks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about sex work, James? Do you think men have equal opportunities?
I think they could get to the same type of economic level as females, but it's less likely just because of the whole demand situation.
I feel like demand is the big issue.
That, and I also don't feel like men put out themselves as much as women do. Like, they don't put themselves out on most social platforms for sex work.
It's
Because
not
people look
socially
at us
acceptable.
differently. Yeah,
I
people
agree
look at
with
us
that.
completely differently for that shit. Like we're like creeps and pedos for sending cock pics. When a dude gets a fucking ass or a pussy pic,
Right.
we are never upset about that. I promise. We don't care if it's unsolicited or not. Like we are excited about that.
I
Like
mean, I just feel like both genders, like what would you rather see, a dick or some boobs? You know,
titties.
I feel
Real
like
quick,
everybody likes
I want
seeing
to
tits.
to me and Tristan, and the reason being is that I'm a male talking about this uh 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 fucking uh
Uh, uh,
topic, whereas right, thank you. I'm a male talking about this topic, whereas Tristan is a female talking about this topic, and right now she's the only female we have where we can hear, and the only reason is that I want to talk about this topic is because like my friend has been telling me, look, if you need to pay bills, if you need to do your shit, if you're really interested in this, you need to get into it. And Tristan can provide a supposedly opposite uh, point of view. And in that case, I would say that males do have a harder time of getting themselves out there, whether or not because they're lazy or because they are male. I've been wondering myself what a man, especially a hairy, short man of my stature, can do to increase their view and their income in such a situation.
I honestly think that it comes down to with men and popularity amongst the video crowd, even in sexual sides, it's going to come down to more shock value than anything. Like how big is your dick? How, what are you doing with it? Are you sticking it in a bowl full of fucking eels? Like, I just think it comes down to shock value. We can't just show our dick and be okay. People don't really want to watch us masturbate, because it looks weird to them. Because
So,
it's not a normal thing. Like,
Exactly.
Tristan, what do you have to say?
Well,
uh,
I've encountered that, and that is that many of my friends who are, I mean, unfortunately and fortunately for me, unfortunately for the masses and fortunately for me, many of my friends are are female and are my exes. Uh, they are very into masturbation videos, and the thing about that is that they just like having someone who they can connect with as well as get off to, and I don't know, feel like a sexual connection with, and then uh, move on to their daily lives.
I just don't think women are looking for that on the randomness as much as men are. I think women are more looking for something that comes with commitment along with that. Tristan, but I do want to know how you feel about this. I apologize. We kind of both interrupted you there.
um, upon that shock value aspect, I believe women want to see men, but we want to see men be confident about themselves without showing their princess parts first. We want to see a man be proud of his entire body, not just his penis, and not just um not just the aspect of sex. We want to see someone who can be, I don't know,
Happy in their skin.
right, happy in their skin, the same way that women are. So they post pictures of their entire body. They show
And then
how
talk
they
about
are
how
on
they're
a
fat all
daily
the time.
basis. Oh my God. But what I mean is we want to see you at face value. You know, we don't want to just see your cock and think, okay, he's showing his dick now. Cool. We want to see the person behind the penis.
Hmm.
Just like
That's what I
Agreed.
found in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
um just like how you see a
Just like
girl and you want to get to know more about her. And on
that.
OnlyFans, you read up about her. You want to send her a message. I believe men did need to show that part of themselves as well, and they don't. They just show their penis.
Unfortunately, I would have to say that for the most part, men don't care about. I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, inconspicuously, unbiasedly, that is what men do care
Oh,
about, is that
hey,
they
Sunflower.
care about the physical features. But like earlier, I messaged one of the people that I actually pay for a subscription to on OnlyFans. And I was like, hey, this is actually really cute. I'm just worried about you sharing your location or activity in that location because I don't want you to get hurt or anything. But thank you for sharing this intimate part of your life, and thank you for being more personable than sexual. However, in my side of things, there's this factor of, and I think it comes down to toxic masculinity, where you have to have a big dick. However, I've been very fortunate and glad to see that women have been sharing more about they'd rather have an average sized penis, 5 to 8 inches, 5 to 7 inches, which is actually the scientific average for penis size, than the 12 to 16 inches that a lot of porn stars have. But regardless of that, it's a matter of men being themselves rather than being these sexual extreme icons.
Right. Like a Ken doll.
Marilyn Manson.
Right.
I mean,
That's a.
I think.
There you go, Alex. All you gotta do is remove some ribs. Get your drum on fire.
I think James has some good input on this, and I'm curious. Like, what do you think about sex work?
Well, obviously, I'm pro. You know.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you there. I am pro
I
sex
just
work.
feel like because you're in Portland, you see a lot more of it, so I feel like you have a much more nuanced take on it, maybe.
I mean,
Because it is the #1 capital for things like that.
Is it? I didn't know that.
In the United States, yeah.
I mean, so all forms of sexuality. I'm talking like, meeting up with dudes, prostitution, all that shit.
Well, the big thing about sex work is consent. So
True.
as long as the person is consenting to it, in their right mind, I don't give a fuck.
Heard. And I think that's the big key word here is consent for sure. Like I think there's a lot of misconceptions, but there are also some video evidence out there that some of these girls in sex work are being forced to do what they're doing just to be able to keep a meal on the table.
Yeah.
Pimps and all that shit that you see on fucking Netflix documentaries and stuff like that. But yeah, consent, man. If that's what you want to do, if that's your body, man, get out there and have fun with it. Be careful. AIDS is a thing. But dude, like, get checked often and have a fucking good time.
Yeah.
I guess the thing that I forgot to mention is that, like, when I was doing my research, a lot of male escorts, 2/3 of the time, like literally 2/3 of the time, you don't do any sexual activities, but also, um, if you do any sexual activities, there's a lot of screening involved because of the possibility of sexually transmitted diseases.
Right, right.
And so there's this whole culture around that now.
I know most of your like good strip clubs and stuff like that don't even let you like have a job there if you have some, particular diseases and shit. But there are some ranky dank ones that don't give a shit.
So from what I've gathered, I just feel like I've learned that. Well, I feel like I already knew this. Like females look more for the foreplay kind of side of something, like the role play. They want to be enticed into an entire scenario rather than an image.
Okay.
Well, of course, we want to know how you are as a person, and like we don't want to know your whole backstory. We don't want to know that you grew up and you played soccer your entire life. We don't really care about that. But not towards you, baby. I was just making an example. Football, it doesn't matter. But
Wow.
if you were a sex worker, I wouldn't need to know that you played soccer. I could tell by the thighs. Get your ass out of here. But what I mean is we don't really look at that. We just want to know. I don't know. We want to know you as a person. We want to be able to contact you, just like how on OnlyFans you can contact your women and
I think
everyone
it comes
else.
down to niche. Like me and you, when we had our OnlyFans subscription, we talked to that girl. Like that's what we were into. But there's a lot of guys out there, I think, in a higher percentage that they don't want to talk. They just want to see you fucking doing some shit so they can beat their meat real quick and then go about their day. And maybe they subscribe to your channel because you were the hottest chick that they saw on the list of people, and they don't want to talk about that. I think less men want to talk and more women want to talk, and I think that might be the breakaway there. And I think that people like me, and I honestly think like out of all the people that are in this group, every single guy that's in here would want to have a conversation with the girl that he's like following, the girl that he's like paying money to subscribe to.
Not me.
Really?
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't
Really?
wanna. I don't want to have that kind of connection to it.
Really?
Yeah,
It
I'm
would-
more of like
I
I
don't know,
want to beat
man.
my
Like,
meat and skid eat if you want,
Yeah.
I like getting a good morning text from, some random chick. That's kind of cool.
I don't even like. I didn't like that when I had a girlfriend, dude.
That's fucked up, man.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, it's the fact that I'm 97, 98% sure that I'm aromantic and the definition. Incapable, unwilling to have a like real connection with anyone romantically. I don't have any desire or need for romance. And so when it comes to that, I find myself falling short in the way of like recently I found that OnlyFans doesn't do that well, obviously. Like we said earlier, you know, women have what is it, twice the more likelihood of making, or rather, women have twice the more income as men on OnlyFans, twice or three times as more income as men on OnlyFans because of them being women. But there's also another factor, not but also mentally, of people being twice or three times more likely of making income because of their ability to make a connection with people. And yes, today and a couple other times with the same person, only one person have I ever felt really comfortable with making conversation with one of the people that I'm subscribed to on OnlyFans. And yes, I am subscribed to people on OnlyFans. I do pay for some of those subscriptions. Uh, does that matter? But me looking into it, I've found that I would be far more likely to make income, a substantial income worth paying the bills and whatnot on, or rather, by being a male escort. However, I don't feel the need or desire to make a emotional connection with those people. Therefore, I may make less money.
Right. Yeah. See, I was thinking maybe that emotional connection brought in a little bit more change and stuff like that. Like what Tristan was saying, she wanted to get to know the person who's behind the dick a little bit more. And I think that really does help. And a lot of times, like just like in like fucking what's that video chat roulette thing? Not chat roulette, but the other one, Omegle or whatever.
Omegle.
Yeah, like all the dudes
Oh,
on
yeah.
there aren't just like, you know, waiting there with their face to get to talk to you first and be like, hey, I want to, you know, I'm trying to get off, you know. They're
Except
just sitting
for
there
Abe.
with their fucking cocks in their hands, like just beating their meat right there as soon as you get on, and there's no context. Like, yeah, like I think it's just different. Like men go about it a little bit different. And maybe if we were to have started out sexually going after women maybe in a little bit different of a way when technology first became a thing, it might have, you know, changed our current situation. But I think we just have to work harder to be able to be male sex workers, to be able to make those funds like they do. I think we have to entertain more. I think it's going to be more, like I said, shock value. Do something crazy with your dick, you know, helicopter dick, like some
So one of the
Justin
best
Timberlake.
things I actually did come across Omegle on. So I had a I don't want to call anybody out, but I did used to have a babysitter who was like 5 years older than me that would get on Omegle with me with her in the room, like actually letting me watch it. And one of the things that I did see was this dude with a piece of paper in his hands, with his covering his pee-pee, saying, "Do you want to watch me suck my own dick?" And that's one of the best things I've seen on Omegle.
Shock
This
value.
This man legit removed the piece of paper and continued to suck his dick.
Shock
It was
value.
Nice.
insane.
Shock value. That's what we got to do. Shock value. We got to.
Hey, not
Is
to
there a
hurry
big
this
dick?
along, but I got a limited time here.
I've got two small stories that I wanted to talk about. Maniac punches carriage horse, attacks two other horses in Central Park.
I've heard about this.
Did you?
Yes,
All right,
because
so go ahead.
there's a news article about how like crime is like getting worse in like big cities, especially like in New York for some reason. Well, I mean, I guess less please. Anyways, the man fucking started punching horses.
Yeah, dude. He
Not
like
just carriage horses, any horse he could find.
he like walks up to him first. He'll like sit there and talk to himself, and they'll look up at the horse and start having a full blown conversation with him, like talking shit to him, and then just decks a motherfucking horse, man. Like, you guys got to look this shit up. I'm not going to put it on Twitch because I don't think that might be animal cruelty. I might get in trouble for that one. But, dude, he just walks up and just pops a fucking horse. Like, and just in front of the people. Like, he's finally been detained. I mean, they finally found the guy. But, like, dude, he was out there just waylaying on the horses. Like, Red Dead, like, you know, atrocity.
Red Dead Redemption.
Like these poor horses, they never saw it coming. Like literally, their eyes were probably covered and they didn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I found another story about an Oregon man who knocked out and hogtied an active shooter in Portland before
Hey.
the police even
All
got
right, well,
there.
that sounds good.
Like,
You know anything about this, James?
What?
Turns out it was James himself.
Yeah.
James, did you knock out and hog tie an active shooter?
Possibly.
All right, so his name was Luke Storlix. That he allegedly fired more than 24 rounds at an apartment building in Southwest Portland. The Oregon authorities said that the shooting incident, they saw 29 bullets fly before the witness was subdued and beat up. Or before the witnesses subdued and beat him up. It was crazy. The only person that was injured was the suspect, the person firing the rounds off. I fully support this. Like, I love dumb criminals that just miss. Like, ever since.
Do you remember that one video? Do you remember that one video of those two guys trying to break into that convenience store and the other guy hits the other guy in the head with a brick?
Damn,
Yeah.
no, I haven't seen that one.
I'll pull it up and show you later.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, dude, like, I think it's cool. Like, if you were in the situation, would you like try to do something? Like, there's that NF song that just came out called "Story," probably like a couple months ago, where it's about a girl and like in the incident, she's in a store and it's getting robbed, and she has the opportunity to jump on the dude's back and like try to stop the robbery from happening, and she does for the most part. People still get shot, but like what would you do in that situation? Do you try to jump in and be a hero?
And we talked about this last time. None of us would do shit.
I was about to say,
I'm surrounded by
before we
pussies.
move on to something new, I want to know.
I ain't a pussy. I'm
What?
selfish for my own self-preservation, man. Just like I'm selfish for the
anyone's gonna-
continuation of my legacy. I'm gonna have kids. Fuck y'all.
If anyone's gonna kill me, it's gonna be me.
Right.
Exactly.
Fucking cowards.
Right.
But what were you saying there? You
Before we
wanted to
move
hear?
on, this sounds like the closing of the stream, and like before we move on, I really, we've all kind of agreed on the fact that if we didn't do anything, we'd definitely let whatever happened happen. Bean and Squeak, fucking chill out. Stay. I'd really want to know why, really.
Why you wouldn't help?
Right.
I would help every time. I don't know why. It's the hero in me, maybe. It's the just. Fuck,
I don't want to
wanna
get a
be
boo
part-
boo.
I want to be a part of something. I want someone to fucking know that I did my best out there. I want,
Or-
If you talked to me
I
like
guess-
a year or two ago, I would definitely jump in front of a fucking bullet, man. A year ago or 2 years ago, my entire life before that, I would definitely do something because I had nothing to live for. And I think that if you
I
have
guess-
nothing to live for, you're searching for purpose in life, and that if that happens right in front of you, you're like, hell yeah, I'll do it. But right now,
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
I have
I
a
guess with
greater
those two
purpose in
answers-
life.
Like, that makes me think
I'm
about the
sorry.
common, like, disposition of people, though. Like, if, like, a majority, so over 75% of the people in here say that they won't do it. They wouldn't stop it from happening. Well, I think that's crazy. Like, maybe that's the problem with the world. We wouldn't go out there and try to help our fellow man when they're in trouble.
I'll help somebody if
Well,
I know and care about them. Like, if James is in trouble, I would help James.
That comes to the concept. Would you save your mother and your two siblings compared to 10 different people on a train track? Which one would you stop? Would you save the 10 people or the 3 people?
Depends if I
Three
cared about
people,
my
sure.
mother.
Or it comes
But that's
down
your
to
mother
science.
and your, that's like your
my
family.
siblings.
It comes down to
Well,
science.
you know
What's
what
the
I
health
mean.
problems? I want to know, like, what their past family have had heart
You won't
condition-wise.
know that if a man is about to kill, a stranger or a couple of strangers compared to your wife or your girlfriend, or in that kind of situation. Are you to protect the multiple or the favored?
But if I did, like, if I knew that, and I'm pretty sure I do know that a large majority of the situation or of the human population are a detriment to the human population, and not only that, but to the terrestrial population, then I will let them perish. However,
Kill one,
I
save
will
1,000.
save. Right, exactly, to make sure that the future is more sustainable, more efficient, more likely to survive in peace and prosperity, then I will absolutely let the majority die.
So,
Let's say if you were if you were in a situation and you could save yourself or you could save multiple people, would you save yourself or those, 5 people?
would you take that bullet?
Right.
Based on a non-binary situation, I would absolutely save myself. But if those people were genetically or intelligently, which could transfer to genetically, deficient, to where it would detriment the future of society, then I would absolutely let the other people die and save myself.
That comes down
However,
to
if I
perspective, right?
determine... Right, exactly. But if I determine that I, myself, which not to bring this, not to bring the stream down or anything, if I determine that myself is intelligently and genetically detriment as I currently do, which is an unfortunate consequence of my depression, then I would absolutely let myself die instead of the others.
So
We love
you're
you,
talking,
Alex.
We do love you, Alex. Like, so you're talking like, would you be able to equate this to a term of eugenics? So if we were to breed better people, would be more worth saving the people in the future?
As a basic view of eugenics, not as a racial view of
Right,
eugenics, which it developed from, then yes, I would let myself die instead of the others.
I got you. I got you. I think that's an interesting point to leave that on. I always love the topic of eugenics in this term of like breeding intelligence and stuff like that, or breeding even physical fitness, like making fucking humans be like, you know, 6'8" all the time. Like every human is just like, I think that'd be cool. Like, what if we bred all this cool shit into each
If
other?
that was a genetic advantage, then absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like
I
Oh,
don't
but
believe
back
in that
to
though.
sex work. Back to sex work. I am a one woman person. You know, you can't take my experience and how I feel towards all women. You know, all women feel differently towards men, and some women could just be getting off. So, don't take what I say
Exactly.
to heart. You know, I'm just a single woman.
there you go.
You know,
All depends on the
there you go.
person.
I just had to put that in there.
She said, "I am not speaking for everyone here."
Yes.
All right, so we good?
Yeah, man, I
We
think we're
cover
good.
everything.
Yeah, we covered all the stuff that we had in the title for sure. We spent a lot of time on Christian. I know you didn't want to do that, man, but I had to get that off my
I
chest.
feel
wanted
like
to
it's
talk to you
wrong
guys
just
about
to
it.
even talk about it and spread it because it spreads more negativity towards them, more so than
What are
it
you
spreads
talking about?
positivity.
Yeah.
Christian.
I mean, look, if we want to talk a little bit more on it, then that, never mind. I can't really speak on that because if it's talk to eugenics, I would say that is definitely a defect that we need to get rid of because of the fact that we could develop more intelligent.
Alex wants to kill Chris Chan. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah,
I told you,
exactly.
Rick, it spreads negativity. Now Alex wants to kill him.
Oh no!
Like, I would keep myself alive because I understand the reality rather than the fact that I would keep
Another
several
human
people
alive.
like me alive because they're deficient in some sort of way.
I gotcha.
Christian as like in a person, or Christian as in like the religion?
the
Christian
person.
as a person, Christian Chandler, Christian
Christian.
Weston Chandler.
Yeah.
The most documented human being on all of the internet. If you guys missed that, go back. We popped in and out on him for a good bit of most
A
of
long
the
ass
first part.
time.
Yes.
But we can talk about this more on the next episode. I really gotta go.
All right, man. Well, hey, it's been
Bye.
fantastic.
Okay, well, be safe and have
Justin,
fun.
what's your YouTube channel, real quick, so you can plug that?
SDPK someone at YouTube making Minecraft videos. Let's go, boys. All right.
Let's
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Be good,
Bye,
guys.
Justin.
It's been
Bye, Justin.
Joyz with the Boys, episode 12. We talked about Christian Chandler, the creator of Sonichu, and his wild ass story, his ups and downs, the cause of his maddening whatever the fuck's going on with that, and all of his haters and all of his supporters that are trying to help him out through his life. He's trying to make his house a Pokestop, and he's trying to go back in time and stop COVID, man. We got to save this guy. You know? But it's been a blast. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again, James, thank you so much. Brad, you've been great. And Alex, Skylar, you have to be here now. So, but you guys, I love you, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Everybody that stopped by to say hey.
Oh wait,
What?
don't forget to plug Alex.
Alex, yes, please plug your stuff.
I've got a red bubble, rojo bubble. I don't know the word for bubble. At eyes, two of them, eyes of .com, and that should be all you need for my art stuff.
Hell yeah, man.
masks, cups.
And we are on I Make Dead People on the Twitch, on the YouTube, the Facebook gaming, all that stuff. So just hit us up at every outlet. This video will be live tomorrow for your viewing pleasure on YouTube. Have a great night, guys. It's been wild.